You think we're gonna beat all these games?
Nope.
Backlog boys.
No, probably not.
Hey, it's Dark Cloud. Here we go. Back again. What do you know?
Here we are.
Yeah, it's the boys. Yeah. What a surprise. Dark Cloud, floor 28. It's gonna be so different than floor 27.
We're glad you joined us, though.
Yeah.
See it through.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so many things you've never seen before. It's gonna be chests and swords and keys and water and crying and death and despair.
Oh, Jesus. That got dark.
That's why they call it Dark Cloud, Vaughn.
That's true. Oh, you could get some water up there.
Yeah, I'll get a little wet in a bit here.
Hornhead.
Ah, we killed him.
Horned. Wonder if that's how the
Bag is full. I've never seen that before. Yeah.
Why does she just look away sometimes?
Dude, she doesn't care anymore either. None of these people care. Oh, I mean, sword's abs full.
We've reached an existential crisis in the Dark Cloud playthrough. This is the crisis.
But we're not gonna quit. We need thunder. We need holy.
You ever been triggered?
Vaughn. Yes. It just happened. Just now.
Me asking you if you've been triggered.
Yes, you triggered the. Look at this. Look at these swords. Who cares? All right, we got nothing to put on our weapon, so we got to switch to somebody else. Cute lady.
She is cute. What a looker.
Oh, our bag is full. All right, repair.
Can anyone eat cheese?
That'll be the next thing to go. A carrot.
Great.
That's actually good. We can sell that. That's,
really?
that's worth a pretty good amount of money. Yeah. Hey, frick. Come over here.
Because I've got a story about being triggered once.
Vaughn, why don't you just go ahead and tell that?
It was actually the most triggered I've ever been
Yeah?
in a personal encounter. He almost had you. I thought he had you.
That was weird. I don't know how that happened.
Why'd you slow
actually.
down?
Can I shoot him through this? Dang it.
Invisible walls.
Stupid rock, man. Just die. You suck.
But so there I was in the beautiful rolling
the Valley
hills.
of Trigger?
Yep, the rolling hills of Fort McCoy, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
This summer.
Tell us.
It was okay. It's actually not a beautiful place. It's kind of really sucks. It's horrible.
Wait.
If you're in the military, you don't want to end up at Fort McCoy.
Oh, bag is full.
Categorically, avoid it. But so we just came back from a mission, right? And we're going to fuel up our trucks. And there's like a whole line of us because everyone needed fuel, and they're like 120-gallon tanks on these big colossal trucks. Mm-hmm. So it takes a while to fill them, right?
Yeah.
And there's only two things that can be fueled at a time.
Okay.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
So we're all waiting in line. I'm like the last in line because we were the last in the convoy. Mm-hmm. And this guy. So okay, the truck is behind me, and like what you do, from like technically speaking, when you're operating a military vehicle and you're in like a area that's like where there's could be like pedestrian traffic mixing, or it's like less than a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit area. You like the person who's the assistant driver has to get out and like walk in front of the truck and like give hand and arm signals and stuff to the person driving, so they don't hit anyone, right? Because you can't see like right below you.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, right? I'm getting the guy, who's driving, like my partner, to follow me, and he gets to a point where like he like he hesitates for a sec because he thinks he might get too close to the truck, that he's making like a sharp turn, right?
Okay.
In a big vehicle, so it's not really a sharp turn, but he's got it cranked all the way, and so like he thinks he's too close, so he kind of stops for a second, and I don't hear him stop because all the other vehicles are running. I walk like a couple feet or like another 15 feet, and I realize he's not following me, so I turn around, and then I see he has plenty of room. I wave him forward. So this guy, this fucking guy, this guy who's...
Your buddy?
No, not my buddy. My buddy's great.
But the guy you're with?
No, a different guy.
Oh, some guy.
A guy who's doing what I'm doing for another vehicle that's parked,
okay.
Right? Sees me do this.
Okay.
I don't know what he thought was wrong, but he decides now is the time to come talk some shit.
About what?
He comes over to me, and he
what could
comes
he
up
possibly
to me,
have to say?
So okay, the first thing he says is, So what we call that when you're like the assistant driver and you're on the ground helping directing them, that's called ground guiding. That's what we call that.
Okay.
So he comes over. He's
Sounds
like,
really important.
yeah. So he comes over and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know what he wants. He just comes up and he's super aggressive. He says, "What are you doing?" And I say, "I don't know. What are you asking?" And he says, "Well, are you just walking around without a care in the world, or are you ground guiding?"
Oh, jeez. Like he's your boss or something?
Yeah. And then I just kind of like put up my arms like, "What?" And like he says that again, and I'm ground guiding. Like, I trust my driver, right? I work with him.
Yeah.
You know, I worked with him every day for 3 weeks straight. Like, I know he's not going to run into that thing. And he stopped. And I saw he had plenty of room, so I waved him forward and he moved. Like, it took 2 seconds. Like, I don't know what you think I was... Or
and
where
this
you
guy
think
just
I was
thought
wrong.
you were being a little too devil-may-care.
Yeah. Or like I was being too nonchalant about it. I don't know what he... But so he... And this guy's like my age, right? He looks like he's younger than me. So in general, you can assume if you're like my age and you're, I'm a specialist, right?
Okay.
If you're my age, and you see someone younger than you in the military, you can probably assume they're your rank or lower.
Right.
You just don't have a lot of time to get to any rank above that.
Right. Because you're so young.
Yeah, and so we were wearing like stuff that was covering up where our ranks would be on our uniforms, so I couldn't see what rank he was.
Okay.
Right. So I just assumed he's probably my rank. He's probably an equal or lower. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's just what you assume.
Yeah.
There's no reason to assume otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So, he says this, and I say I'm ground guiding, and then, oh god, he says, so what someone will do if they're a sergeant and they're like pissed off and you don't call them sergeant, they'll say like, if you just say something and you don't end the sentence with sergeant, they'll say like, I'm ground guiding asshole, moron, piece of shit, and then like,
like you forgot to fill in the blank.
And then I'm just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay, that's fine that that he outranks me, but like,
oh Jesus,
why is he doing this? So I say, okay,
so now we understand that that's a thing.
Yep. So I say, okay, I'm ground guiding sergeant, and then he fucking like unzips his vest, right?
Yeah.
To show me where his rank, like slowly, so I can see where his rank is. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like no one does that, especially when they're one rank above you. And like, he's a sergeant, that's great, but like, that's not like some sort of like, big tough guy rank that can just boss anyone that they come across in the field around.
Yeah.
And like so there's that. This is just in like the first 10 seconds of our interaction, right?
Okay.
And I've never met this guy before in my life.
So where did he come from?
He was
with another vehicle in the convoy?
Yeah, and he was like attached to my unit just for this training exercise.
Okay.
So like he was
this is a training exercise.
Yeah.
You're not even like doing anything in the field.
No.
Oh my god.
And he's
so that's why he's being such a dick about it.
Yeah. And so he was like from St. Louis or something, from a unit that was attached to us.
Okay.
That was just helping us on this mission, right? And so, that's like the first 10 seconds, right?
Damn it.
So after that, we try to get past that, right? Or he tries to get past that, and he just like starts trying to talk to me casually, as so it seems.
After he's asserted himself.
Yeah. So he does after showing his rank or whatever. So the first thing he starts talking about is he asks me like how long I've been in, and that's that's just idle chit chat that you'll have with someone in the military, right? So we blab about that, and then it turns into like he gets to a point where like he's asking me like, wait, so he makes it clear that he's been in the military less time, like a year less than me. But he's a rank above me, and he's a year younger than me, right?
Oh, sure. He wants to harp on that.
Yeah. So then it turns into like so why, if I've had the time to do this, like why haven't you? And I was like, well, okay, I'm a full-time student. I've got a lot going on. I have like 2 other jobs part-time back home besides this,
Yeah.
I've got a lot going on. And he's like, oh, well, see now, I own my own farm, 100 acres of land.
Yeah, he just starts one-upping you.
Yeah, and I've married with whatever, blah, blah.
10 million kids.
Yeah, he rattles off like 15 different things that he thinks he does that's more time consuming than anything
it's
I
just
could
like,
ever do.
what is
as
the
a,
point of
a
this?
city boy college student.
What is the point of this other than you just trying to stroke your own ego?
So I just like let all that shit go, right? Because like, oh, if I wanted to, I could just, pull out some shit that I've done that that's trivial. It doesn't matter.
And you can't tell him that you don't care.
Yeah,
because he outranks
now
you.
He's being a snob about that.
Yeah.
So then there's these. This is the worst part.
Oh man, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is after the second minute, and now it takes a whole new dynamic.
Yeah.
So there's off to our, to our side. There's a couple vehicles that are parked of people who are about to move but aren't moving right now. Like they're just like waiting.
Okay.
As you do in the military, you sit around and wait a lot.
Okay.
And they're just waiting, and whatever. So, two of them who are sitting outside in front of the vehicles happen to be black.
Okay.
And so they make us, you have to like be clean shaven every day, right, in the military?
Yes.
But if you're African American male and you have to like shave your face, especially if you use like a metal razor, you could get these like rashes and like bumps on your face that are like really painful, and
just because of like their skin
just
type,
because of shaving every day. Yeah. And so a lot of times you can get a profile that says that you don't have to shave every day, or you can like have it up to 1/4 of an inch or whatever, like some arbitrary amount.
Okay.
And so these guys had like, a visible 5 o'clock shadow because they weren't required to shave every day, probably because they had a shaving profile that's pretty much unique to African American men in the Army. It's like everyone knows about this. This isn't some kind of secret.
Yeah.
Or like some sort of way for them to like get out of shaving. Like it physically destroys their face to do it. And this guy that I'm talking to,
God dang.
What?
He killed me.
Wow. That's have we seen that happen
where we died at the same time? Dude, I don't know.
That's the first.
Raisin is really weak though.
Yeah. He's struggling.
He sucks.
But so he looks over to them and like just like starts saying like weird racist vibey things like,
oh great,
oh look at these guys who like think they're better than us and like they don't have to shave. Look, they look like slobs, and like they're the only two black guys in like 100-foot radius. So it's like not like a coincidence that he's pointing this out.
Yeah.
He honestly thinks this.
Great.
Like, he honestly thinks that they're somehow getting away with something
that he should be able to get away with.
Yeah, and then he starts talking like shit about how they're. Oh, he also talked to me about this, about how he thinks I'm this, but he was talking about how like, oh, well, you're just like a, these guys are just like slacker specialists who don't care about the Army and like don't want, they're just like lazy pieces of shit. And it's like,
Jesus.
Dude, what the fuck is your problem?
Oh my God, dude.
Wow, Raisin's getting destroyed.
I'm just gonna stop using him.
I don't think it's worth it.
I'm just not really paying attention to his health that much. And 2 hits from these guys.
2 hits.
Yeah, 2 hits and he's dead. This guy just does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That's just the demon shaft.
Yeah, this was like my first 4-minute interaction with this guy, and I hated him.
Sounds awful.
And I just ranted about it to like the guy in my truck for like 30 minutes after that, because it just like ruined.
Yeah, the whole time he's just waiting for you to get back in the truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like that's all he came up to talk to me about, was to like brag,
just to tell me I'm a piece of shit, everything that he thought.
Yeah. Just
about
like to just like unload about everything, I guess.
Wow.
Like, whew.
What a guy.
Triggered.
Tomorrow on The Boys.
That was triggering.
We're gonna have a guest on the show. It's gonna be Racist McGee from Vaughn's company or whatever.
It's coming up from St. Louis.
Yeah, he's we're flying him in on a catapult.
Yeah.
Hopefully he survives the re-entry from the atmosphere.
We got a trampoline on the roof.
Yeah, he should be all right.
He'll be fine. We cleared it with the fire department,
Yeah, they're gonna come out and catch him with their fancy trampoline.
It's under control.
Yeah, it should be good.
Don't worry about it.
See you guys for that tomorrow afternoon. Dark Cloud.
Dark Cloud, season 92.